Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope you're feeling valued, feeling purposeful. Welcome back to another episode. Today I'll be talking with Katherine Boyle. You might know her by her online name, the LT's daughter. Her dad is a retired lieutenant from the Philadelphia Police Department, and Katherine's an amazing person. Katherine's kind of new on her business journey and her advocacy for police families. It started as a result of the 2020 riots, and we talk about that a little bit here in the conversation. But Katherine really has a fashion background. She was working in New York City, doing fashion as the daughter of a police officer, kind of oblivious to what's going on in the police culture and environment right now. She's also a fitness coach and a fitness mentor, and so she really embraces physical health as a means to stay healthy and stay productive and successful. So she's just kind of an eclectic person. I think you'll really feel that about her when you listen to her talk and share her experiences. She's authentic, she's humble, she's collaborative, and she's genuinely curious. She wants to learn about what is going on in the police culture all across America, so she can definitely help and add value. She talks about her experience growing up with her father in a police family, and her whole family. She has so many males that are in the police department, and she had a very good upbringing, a very rational, logical, nurturing upbringing. And when she started to network and realize that there were a lot of police kids that grew up didn't have these experiences, a lot of alcoholism, substance use, infidelity, just ugly stress management, arguments, domestic stuff. A lot of police kids saw that growing up, and Katherine was blown away. So what you hear and see from her is almost like this awakening that at least from my perspective, is awakening up to the situation. And I think that's any of us when we're aware or awake to what is really going on. That just stirs our soul and moves us around and want to do things. So Katherine fits that bill. So she has Beyond the Uniform is her company, is the official name. Also goes by the LT's daughter, which I think is a great brand. And Katherine's awesome. I think you're really going to get a lot out of it. It's a short conversation. I met Katherine I was a guest on her podcast, and we met in person, which is really neat, at a coffee shop in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And since I have my equipment with me, I always keep it with me. I said, hey, let's record a short conversation between us. So pretty neat. I hope you enjoy it. I just want you to feel Katherine's mission, her passion, her purpose of what she's doing. She really cares about police families. She wants to add value, fill that gap that is so big right now of people needing support, kids, family members, police families needing support. And so support her. BeyondTheUniform.co is her website. We'll flash that along in the conversation, and I just hope you enjoy Katherine. Hey, Katherine, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's good to be here with you.
Thank you for coming out. I
Yeah,
really
dude, we are in
appreciate
a coffee shop in Bucks County.
Yeah.
This is your hometown, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm from Philly, but I live here now.
Yeah. This is a really cool spot. Anyway, people don't realize we just met for over an hour. We did a podcast on your show.
Yeah.
We talked about police families. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I want my audience to hear a little bit about you and your heart. Like, why are you doing this? What is your mission? Just the overview of what you're doing.
Yeah. So my mission is to connect police officers with their kids more on a deeper level. I grew up in a law enforcement family. My dad was lieutenant of Special Victims Unit in Philadelphia. And then all my uncles on both sides were also cops. And then several cousins followed in their parents' footsteps. So I grew up in a very police-oriented family and never thought much about it until 2020 happened and the riots happened, and I was very deeply impacted by the riots because I was living in New York City at the time, and my friends were participating in the riots and the things, and they were questioning me and my morals and why I supported cops, and it was a difficult time. And so I decided that I needed to do something to demonstrate my support on a high level for police officers. So I started interviewing active and retired police officers to see what that could look like as a civilian. And what they kept bringing to my attention was my relationship with my dad and how special it was and how they couldn't say the same thing for their relationship with their kid.
So when you were telling, like, in the early phase, did you not recognize it about your relationship with your dad? Like, 'cause that's a distinction. Like, you knew it, but like,
Yeah.
It took their feedback to kind of drive this business idea?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that I had a great relationship with my dad, and he was my hero, and I'm very much a daddy's girl and all the things, but I never thought about it as it pertained to his job and how his job could have impacted me or impacted our family and just didn't until they reflected that back to me. And they said, you know, my life was the job. My kids wouldn't be able to say they had this relationship with their parent. And so the more I kept hearing that, the more my heart was just breaking for not only these people that I was talking to, but their kids and what could have been for their kids and what could be for their kids. And so that's kind of how the LT's daughter and Beyond the Uniform came to be. Is I want to change that norm, and I want to shine light on this as maybe not an issue, but as a topic that can be talked about, as something that needs to be addressed and brought more to the forefront, because I don't think it's thought about much. It's just whether you're present or you're wrapped up in your job or whatever it is, it's just people in general are so much on autopilot, they're not even thinking about what's going on at home. And then you add in the crazy schedule and the trauma and the work stuff and the department stuff, and it's just so easy for that wedge to get bigger. And so I want to, again, bring awareness to that and give police officers a place to build that connection with their kids at any age.
That's incredible. So if a family's watching this video, right? Like, like let's say a 16-year-old daughter of a police officer who's watched this video and says, man, that kind of resonates with me. Something that you said resonates with me. What do you do with your service, your company, that can fill that gap for that teenager who's watching to help them kind of grow in their understanding of what they're going through?
So that they can get their parent to come to an event. Again, I host events that allow for there to be an open dialogue in a safe space, engaging activities to have fun and make memories with parents and kids. But also in March, I'll be coming out with an online community, to allow those 16-year-olds to connect with other 16-year-olds who have law enforcement parents, and maybe they don't connect, or maybe they do connect and they want to meet other law enforcement kids who have similar experiences and share stories. And I know I've heard how lonely it can be to be a law enforcement kid, especially in today's society. And so I want to have a platform that allows them to connect with one another. Because if you don't, especially like in suburbia, if you don't go to school with other cop kids, then you may never meet another cop kid. And it really does impact you, even if you don't realize it. I never realized it, but the job has an impact on the whole family just by nature. And so to give them the ability to connect with other kids who are impacted in a similar way, even if it's just like by night shift or whatever, like small things, I think could be really, really huge.
Huge. I'm going to celebrate you for a second, and then I'm going to implore people to also message you and contact you. Because we talked about this offline, that there is literally maybe nobody. There's some support groups here and there, but there is nobody doing what you're doing in America. Where you're willing to fill the gap, stand in the doorway of families, police families. That's always kind of an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that, the drinking and the infidelity and the dysfunction and broken homes. It's a noble job and it's a beautiful job. And that is all true. But you're standing in the door willing to take the arrows to support families, police families, as the LT's daughter. Yeah. And I just want to pick you up and celebrate you, because I see what you're doing. I drove over an hour to come meet with you in person because of you, not the podcast or not the other stuff, because of you. And I see that heart on what you're building. And we got to get behind you and other people like you that are supporting people. So my network, connect with Katherine, the LT's daughter. What a cool name. Yeah. I even think one day she's going to write a book, or it's going to be a movie called The LT's Daughter. I mean, that's how cool it is. And I think we all, on this journey to move the needle and change things, we all hit these lulls, these peaks and valleys. And we just need people to remind us who we are and what we're doing. And you're doing amazing things. So keep it up.
Thank you.
You got it.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, everybody. Connect with Katherine. What's the website?
Beyondtheuniform.co.
beyonduniform.co.
Yep.
Katherine Boyle.
That's me.
Take care.